to introduce themselves and their organisations accordingly. We start with the man to my right, one man who attended school here in the UAE, started his delivery business in the UK, now in the UAE, manufacturing multi-purpose robots. It's a morning to Salman. Salman, thank you so much indeed for joining us live on the show this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Salman, you are the CEO of
Peyk.
What does Peyk do?
So we currently manufacture fully autonomous modular delivery robots here in the UAE. We recently, as you mentioned, moved over from the UK for fairly specific reasons.
Salman Moghimi is going to be one of our guests here this morning. We're also joined with another CEO supporting a growing number of UK businesses entering the UAE. Same question to you, Salman, because you mentioned there the move from the UK to the UAE. A lot of people would suggest, the admin's just going to drive you crazy as well. Talk me through the process.
Yeah, well, that was fairly due to the nature of our product being changed. As you mentioned, we started off as a delivery platform in London. We started in 2018 as a peer-to-peer delivery, and we were going great. In fact, in just a couple of years, we had over 500,000 deliveries with around 6,000 drivers on the platform, and things were going great for us right up until we hit Brexit, where the UK not only faced an economic crisis, but for us as a delivery platform, we faced a significant employment crisis. And that was where things sparked up for us, and we decided to transition and pivot the company into robotics. We started that robotics journey, obviously in the UK as our hub. We started designing the robots and manufacturing them all in the UK and started using the robots. However, when we came over to using them, we saw significant drawbacks with the UK and specifically the European infrastructure. Obviously, these robots were designed to be driven on sidewalks, on roads which are properly designed. Coming from the Middle East and actually living in Dubai for 15 years of my life before going to the UK, I decided what else could it be than coming back to Dubai and continuing the journey of the robots here. So it's been just around 9 months now since we moved everything over to Dubai. We are proudly manufacturing everything here in the UAE. In fact, we've just been the winner of the UAE Future 100 Awards by Her Excellency, the Minister of Economy and Entrepreneurship. So things are going great. And for us, for the product that we are delivering, the UAE offers the best environment. I mean, not only company-wise, but the infrastructure that there is, the support from the government, the support from the leadership, the urbanization. So it was quite a strategic change for us, but we are very happy with where we are.
But Salman, do your delivery robots do in an orderly way? Do they queue like they were English robots, or do they jump in and deliver faster?
Well, our robots do have that British sense. Obviously, their heartbeat was initiated in London, so they never go late. They're always on time. They follow the British manners.
Don't send them to Lebanon.
But at the same time, they have that Emirati touch.
There we go, the hybrid.
They
I love
are
it.
durable to the lovely heat here that we have in Dubai. So
They don't just hang around. They don't talk to you about the weather or anything like that, like a good old British trend. Just talking of British trends, and I want to get your thoughts, Katie, on that, because obviously you see so many cases of people, organisations, there's plenty here. Free zone versus mainland as well. Is that something that you had to think about to make a choice?
yeah, definitely. But it really depends ultimately on the nature of the business. When we wanted to initially come over, for us, the priority wasn't the type of the license. It was more important to find a facility and have a physical presence due to the nature of our business, which is manufacturing. And automatically, right when we spoke about manufacturing, 70% of the types of licenses or the free zones or the places which are available in the country would be eliminated from our list because they don't support it. Majority of the licenses, especially in the free zone areas, are for sharing desks, co-working space, for electronic businesses, for e-commerces. So for us as a manufacturing facility, we didn't have a lot of options to think about. That can be a good and a bad thing, but overall it was such an easy process to do.
Katie, let's talk common mistakes. You must have seen a few in the past as well. What are some of the common mistakes you see through the British Chamber of Commerce, and how do you advise on avoiding?
Own boss.
Appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. 4001. Equally, once we go off air in a few moments' time, feel free to interact with all the team at Virtuzone. This is starting up with Virtuzone on a Friday morning. Dubai being painted as a land of opportunities where everyone suddenly becomes very successful overnight. Truth is, while the right business environment is provided for them, people here work hard because it is a competitive market. All three guests are testaments of that. We've had Salman Moghimi of Peyk join us as well. Salman, for you, one piece of advice for someone thinking of relocating today, what would that advice be given your experiences?
Well, I'm sure many people have traveled to Dubai as a tourist, as a visitor, and their first impressions are always very positive. They seem to love Dubai based on the experience that they have as a tourist. However, things become much different when they actually move over to live or to have a business setup. I really suggest whoever is considering Dubai to come over first and do enough research and study and make sure that they understand the business element and the nature of work here before actually closing down their whole life and moving carefully. We can see that many people move over to the UAE overnight and then they regret the journey that they came through after a year or two. As an example, when I grew up here, every year our teachers at school used to change. It was a clear definition that they came overnight, they got a job offer, it was very attractive, they came, and the year after they left. So we saw that constantly happening, and I can still see it in different organizations which I go, like the guy is missing the year after. So please, if you guys want to come over to the UAE, don't be fooled by the tourist attraction part of it. There are certain pros and cons here, and you should clearly consider them through partners such as Virtuzone before making that heavy move and coming over.
Appreciate all of your thoughts here today. Right, before we wrap things up, we're going to ask the team, all the team here, to give us a phrase as we're running out of time. Give us a phrase about doing business in the UAE. What you've learned, what you've gleaned, etc. Before we get final thoughts from Neil. And to you, Salman, how do people find out more about Peyk?
I mean, most importantly, you can see our robots in action. You can see them rolling around Dubai Silicon Oasis. We'll always be happy to spot the people over there. And you can explore more about us at peykpot.com or throughout our social media channels.
Doing business in the UAE, doing business in Dubai in a phrase.
Dubai, specifically the UAE, is the land of opportunities, I believe. However, you need to have an innovative touch. Without an innovative touch, that land of opportunities can become a mess.
Really appreciate your time. Thanks much
Thank
indeed
you very much.
to you and all the robots. I do stop for the robots, okay? I'm that guy that stops at the pedestrian crossing, the robot crossing as it is now.